Slam.
Our coverage begins tonight at 6 with Buck Shoot-Around. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 46 degrees in Milwaukee. Today, cloudy and breezy with some PM sun mix. High at 52. Tonight, mostly cloudy, patchy fog with a low of 38. Sunday, AM fog, slight chance of rain near the lakeshore, high of 43. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm David Ozzy Scott. The state of Wisconsin will have to pay for the legal fees of a government watchdog group over 2 lawsuits against State Assembly Speaker Robin Vos.
The $240,000 payment is part of American Overwatch's win of 2 open record cases brought against Vos over the investigation he ordered into the results of the 2020 presidential election. According to the Journal Sentinel, a 3-judge appellate court in Waukesha ruled against Vos's attempt to reverse the Dayton County Circuit Court's decision for the state to pay the legal fees of both of American Overwatch's lawsuits. The appellate court also revoked the $24,000 in sanctions imposed on Michael Gableman under the lower court ruling. Gableman spent more than $1 million in his investigation of the 2020 presidential election results, which revealed no voter fraud. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Job growth is on the rise in Wisconsin. The Journal Sentinel reports more than 240,000 new jobs were added to Wisconsin in 2024, with more positions to be added into next year. Across all job markets, an 8% increase in open job positions have been predicted. Wisconsin's Department of Workforce Development says that it sees 20% growth in construction workers, civil engineers, logisticians, and web developers grow over the next 10 years. Supervisors of the Azerbaijan Airlines plane that crashed in Kazakhstan reported hearing thuds and explosions from outside the aircraft during the flight. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio reports from Washington.
Survivors of Azerbaijan Airlines Flight 8243 speaking out, recalling the moment the plane crashed Christmas Day. This passenger says he heard a loud sound as the plane descended towards Grozny, the capital of Russia's Chechnya Republic, and thought it was going to fall apart in the sky. Later adding, I already realized that it was all over. I decided I should film my last minutes now. A flight attendant says from the impact from what he calls an external blow, he injured his arm.
The cause of the deadly catastrophe remains under investigation. The search for Milwaukee Public Schools' new superintendent has resumed. Joel Brennan of the Greater Milwaukee Committee tells WTMJ that the district should find someone who can lead MPS and bring about positive change.
You know, I think we have a true void of leadership right now, and we need the community to step up, but there needs to be some fundamental change inside MPS and a willingness for that to be the case.
MPS has been searching for a new superintendent since June. If you're looking to make the most out of your new year by exploring Wisconsin State Parks, park passes will be easier for consumers. Starting in 2025, state park passes will now be valid for 12 months following the month of purchase rather than expiring on December 31st. The DNR encourages Wisconsin residents to buy park passes online for faster application process, allowing for more time for them to enjoy the 125th anniversary of the state park system. As we inch closer to the start of 2025, why not fly a kite to ring in the new year? Scott Fisher with Gift Wings Kite Shop in Milwaukee's Veteran Park tells WTMJ the shop will be hosting its 38th annual New Year's Day Kite Festival.
We usually get 2,000 to 3,000 people showing up. It's a big deal because what we do is we invite people to come down and fly kites, but we also have one of our team members that will be flying the giant kite.
Fisher says the festival grows bigger every year and is uniquely part of Milwaukee's identity. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Sighting Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk, heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
Are you waiting for a miracle to feel financially secure in retirement? In a recent study, over a third of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Annex Wealth Management listens. Then, our team of experts gets to work, using leading-edge technology to build a comprehensive plan that covers investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. We stress test it, run it through countless variables. Then, and only then, we present a framework for a financial plan tailored to your goals in retirement. And unlike our competitors, Annex doesn't have any products to push. No hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that out there already. We're a fee-only fiduciary, required to act in your best interest at all times. More planning, fewer miracles. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Build confidence in your future with Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Anyway, let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 4.75 to 8 ounce selective varieties Frito-Lay Lays or Kettle Chips, 2 for $5. 18 to 80 count selective varieties Hefty Trash or Kitchen Bags, $7.99. 7.9 to 11.5 ounce selective varieties Bear Creek Dry Soup Mix, 2 for $7. 14.3 to 26 ounce selective varieties Farm Rich Appetizers, $4.99.
And now time for the big reveal, free groceries.
Try this. Win free groceries from Century Foods.
We're free groceries from Century Foods.
Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by January 8th.
Time for a WTM Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks return to Chicago for their second matchup against the Bulls this week. Tip-off is at 7. The Packers head to Minnesota tomorrow to take on the Vikings. Taking a look at the road to your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. All routes are currently clear through the Milwaukee system with no major delays or slowdowns.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Here's your WTMJ forecast. Today, cloudy and breezy with some PM sun mix, high of 52. Tonight, mostly cloudy, patchy fog, low of 38. Sunday, AM fog, slight chance of rain near the lake shore, high of 43. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 45. Tuesday, slight mixed chance in the south, mostly cloudy, high of 40. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, high of 32. Right now in Madison, it's 42. Green Bay, 41. Waukesha, 43. And in Milwaukee, it's 46. I'm David Ozzy Scott, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC. When it comes to home repairs, we could all use a guide. Well, we've got the guide, and we've got the show. For all your home improvement questions, we've got answers. This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Dayton, Kane, and David Nason.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Dayton.
I'm David.
And who's in the booth up there? Hey, Isaac's with us this week.
Yes.
Good to see you, Isaac. Thank you for a tremendous year. Always doing a good job in the booth for us. We like that. And I'm always interested to see what music comes out of the speakers when we come back from breaks, because he's paying more attention in there than we give him credit.
Definitely.
He'll surprise us every once in a while with, wow, he actually listened to what we said. So it is the last show of the year.
Yes.
And this is, I just got a reminder, 4 years ago today, they announced that I was going to be taking over the show. I didn't officially start till the end of January.
Sure.
But so almost 4 years doing this with you.
Yeah.
And you took over for Mr. Tom Feza 5 years ago, is that right?
So in March, it'll be 5.
Okay. Yeah. So
right before COVID, right as COVID, literally his last show, I think it was March 14th.
Yeah.
Right Saturday, and then Sunday, everything kind of blew up, and Monday, the world shut down. That was the Monday before St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
The 17th or 16th.
So people thought the world was going to end. Everything was shutting down. Tom Feza retired. I mean, this has to be the end of the world.
Yeah.
But it continued, and here we are.
Here we are, definitely.
You weren't here last week. How was your Christmas? Where were you?
Oh, I like to keep it a little mysterious where I was. My family and I, we flew down to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Okay, nice.
Saturday
you looked
morning.
A little tan.
Yeah. I spent a little time in the sun, It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Fox World Travel helped us out, booked everything for us. Stayed at the Buenaventura Grand Hotel in Puerto Vallarta, right on the ocean. Down in the Puerto Vallarta is a fairly big bay, whatever the bay's called, I can't remember. So we were kind of on the southern port side of the commercial port, and so it's more the old city downtown area. There's a little like a boardwalk called the Malecon that you can walk along the ocean, shops, restaurants, everything. So we're just north of that, and just a beautiful resort, 4 pools, all inclusive. Just the people were wonderful. They put on a couple parties. We were very fortunate to be there. We had a tropical beach party on Monday night. That was dinner out on the beach and under the stars, and everything is gorgeous right along the shore. And then Tuesday night, Christmas Eve, they celebrate Christmas Eve more than they celebrate Christmas Day.
Sure.
And so a huge party on Christmas Eve, just food and music, and the whole resort was all decorated and everything. Santa came.
It's
for the
cool
kids.
When they deck out those resorts. They do a tremendous job of it.
Like I said, the food was amazing, and just an all around really good time. Good break. It had been a little while since we had gone on a vacation.
And you took the boys too, right?
Yeah,
the whole family.
Our sons came along with us. We've done that. We've traveled all 50 states together. We've gone to a lot of vacations together, and so this was a really good break. And it had been since last summer when we took a RV out to Utah was our last vacation. So this was a year and a half of working. Oh, okay, need a break. So this was very good. Glad we did it. Enjoyed our Christmas down there. So we'll have to see our families here now in the next couple of weeks.
You picked the perfect week to do it because it was gray and wet here all week long. It was not nice weather, so you missed that part of it. We're supposed to get some sun this afternoon. We'll see if that actually happens.
That's what I hear.
It would be nice.
So.
But I'll fill you in on what I did when we come back from the break.
Okay.
We have no guests this hour.
Right.
It is a Fix-It show.
Right.
So if you have questions, we'll answer them. Otherwise, we're just going to talk to each other and have a good catch-up because we haven't seen each other in a bit. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ talk and text line. Thank you for listening to WTMJ.
Wow, there's a lot of traffic in Chicago.
Would you stop talking and fix the store?
There's typically not this many people going to Bulls games.
You're on it now. Yeah.
It must be because a much better team is coming to town.
Traffic. No more traffic.
The Bucks head down I-94 to bring the show to Chicago. Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Ben, I thought you were on vacation.
I am.
Okay.
I found the perfect vacation spot.
Where?
Here.
At Penny Mustard?
Specifically, the Miles sofa at Penny Mustard.
Did you say you're vacationing on a sofa?
It's not your run-of-the-mill sofa. The Miles sectional sofa is different.
Well, it is super comfy.
When you're fully ensconced in the luxurious embrace of the Miles sectional sofa, you ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Perfect for relaxing after a hard day of work.
Or a fun day of play.
Built just the way you want it.
So you're really spending a week of vacation on the Miles sofa?
I'll send you a postcard.
Postcard?
Dear Arvid and Nicole, wish you were here.
Good grief.
P.S. Miles says hi.
The Miles Sectional, starting at just $238 a month, with only 1 penny down and no interest till January of 2028 through January 12th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Call quality for the signature service you deserve.
This is Anthony Zaneski with Quality. Because we are truly local and family owned, I think that lends to the trust you can have in our company. And that means when we put out a promotion like this, it's always going to be a deal that you can believe in. So here we go. When you buy an Armstrong heating and cooling system, we'll give you the choice of a legitimate $1,700 off or a free water heater. And with federal and state money helping you pay for the HVAC upgrade, that will make this deal even better. Now, the average life of a water heater is 6 to 9 years. Yours is probably past that or getting there. So before you walk into a flooded basement, you can take care of this and upgrade a big part of your home's inner workings and get a pretty good deal at the same time. So call Quality and get a free water heater when you upgrade your home's HVAC system.
Call quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, now offering heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
The Fix-It Show with Dayton, Kane, and David Nason on WTMJ.
7:16, good morning. It'll be cloudy, breezy with a high of 52 today. It's 44 already. It was warm coming in this morning.
Brought
Kinda
the warm
nice.
weather back with me.
Does it make us sick as Wisconsinites that when we see 30, even 30 degrees this week, I'm like, oh, it's nice out.
Yeah.
What? People in Arizona are like, you're crazy.
Exactly. Or Mexico.
Dayton Kane, David Nason, Isaac in the producer's studio. You were in Mexico for Christmas. I had 6 different Christmas celebrations this year that we went to. We're done. I know there's still people who have, oh, yeah, I got one today yet, and we're done. We're like, no.
We're going to have to do that.
Yeah, no more celebrations for us, except one huge celebration last night that woke me up at 11 o'clock in the evening.
Congratulations, Grandpa.
Yeah, my daughter and her husband had our second granddaughter last night, so we are now grandparents times 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that was exciting news, but then she kept texting us because she was awake, and we're like, oh, and I'm like, I need to sleep. Leave me alone. But yes, very exciting. So today, after the show, that's where we're going, is over to the hospital to meet our new granddaughter.
Excellent.
But during my Christmases, I did get a cool tool that I brought in.
Okay.
And I wonder if you've ever seen one of these. If you're watching on the web stream at WTMJ.com, you'll be able to see this. I'll hold it up. Any idea? I mean, it's kind of, if you look at it, you could get an idea what it is.
Is there anything in between those things? No. I don't know, something you shove a watermelon through?
Ooh, I didn't think of that.
No,
a smaller, skinnier watermelon would work.
Yeah.
It's a log splitter.
A log splitter,
So
sure.
you put your log in there, and you just take your back of your axe or your hammer, and you pound it down. We were at a friend's house this summer. They were doing a cookout, and he had one of these. I'm like, oh, I need one of those. And, of course, my wife is brilliant and actually made note of it and ordered one. So pretty cool. I can't wait to try it out.
Yeah.
I saw a video of a little kid doing it. The guy said, this is the best gift I ever bought my kid. The kid was just hammering away on it. So we'll see if my 3-year-old granddaughter Audrey will get into splitting logs with me. But it is pretty sharp. It's a pretty sharp.
I don't have a wood burning fireplace. I don't have a fireplace.
I don't
in the
either.
house.
Well, I have a fireplace, but we can't burn anything because we took the chimney down on it.
Right.
But I do have a fire pit that we burn a lot during the summer and spring. So so that was cool. But that came. I brought it in a tool that I use every week. My Costco bag. Very useful tool. You got to get to Costco and get your stuff. So
I didn't get any tools this year.
You probably have them all. That's why. Dad doesn't need any more tools.
There is one that I want. I'll probably end up buying myself.
What do you need?
Well, I want a Milwaukee, the smaller reciprocating saw. So not a sawzall. I have a couple sawzalls, which is bigger. You're
talking about the utility tool,
the smaller handheld.
Yeah.
It's got
that's what everybody uses
just
now.
Pull it out and cut whatever and everything. So something like that's very handy.
Okay.
So I have a couple. I have the jigsaw, the Milwaukee jigsaw, circular saw, and everything, sawzalls. This one just for
smaller
smaller.
Where do you store? Do you have a storage shed somewhere?
No, I got
so many tools.
I got a workshop, in my basement.
Gotcha.
It was actually, it's smaller now because we added a bathroom, but it used to be a quarter of our basement. My shop used to be most, like a whole quarter of our basement. The previous owners used it as a bedroom illegally. because it didn't have an egress window.
Right.
But yeah, it was quite large. And now as I've gotten on, and now I'm pretty much done doing all my little fixes and upgrades to my house, I don't need as big of a shop. So
Sure.
But so it's now mostly tools.
Yeah.
Less work area and just tool storage.
Okay. So you're still missing the one tool that you need.
Well, now, I mean, they keep coming out with stuff.
Right.
I mean, if you look at all the stuff they have, it's like, ooh, that's cool. That's cool. And then some of it's like, yeah, that's neat, but would I ever use it?
Could you imagine busting out a coping saw?
I have. Well,
we all have them, but
sure.
when's the last time you used one?
Right. Or a handsaw.
Even a
back
handsaw. Yeah.
You know, and
I've got like 4 handsaws, a couple coping saws. I can't remember the last time I used any of them.
But every once in a while, I'm using something or like a hand screwdriver on something. And I'm like, where's my my battery powered drill? And I think, boy, all those guys for years, they didn't have any power tools. Feel sorry for them. Guys who built my house, they didn't have power tools back in the 20s.
Yeah.
So
think about that. Your whole house.
My whole house was built by hand. Hammered, nailed by hand.
Crazy when you actually stop and think about that. Yeah.
And you look back, wow, it's still standing and it's still in really good shape.
Yeah. It is a Fix It show. I'm Dayton, that's David, and Isaac's in the studio waiting to answer a phone call if you call in. If we get the text that says, "This is the Fix It show, why aren't you talking about fixing stuff?"
Yeah.
That's on you because you're not asking the questions. I'm just saying, we'll talk about whatever we want unless you chime in and tell us to do something different. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ talk and text line. It is the Fix It show. It is WTMJ.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
When you say Hasselus Mattress is employee-free, you don't really mean it, right?
Of course we mean it. At Hasselus, give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Why no employees?
To save you money.
How much money?
Well, others sell a Beauty Sleep by Beauty Rest Elm Cove B Queen mattress for $1,650, but the everyday Hasselus price is just $842. We have way low pricing on Serta Perfect Sleeper and Sealy Posturepedic, too.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Plus, through Monday, purchase a select Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper in any size, and Hasselus will give you a free adjustable base.
That's even better.
Free next day delivery, free removal and setup of your new mattress, and free financing is available too.
And this is all because your showrooms are employee-free?
Yes, sir.
I like the way you do business.
Open 9 to 9. Get all the details and find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com. Hasselus, employee-free since 2014.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. Better is around the corner in 2025. Feeling better. Getting rid of joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics patients are able to walk up and down stairs, sleep without pain. Basically, they feel normal again. That can be you. The time is now. Take action to get the pain relief you deserve in 2025. Call QC Kinetics and say goodbye to the shoulder, the knee, or the back pain. QC Kinetics local medical professionals are waiting for you. Regenerative medicine means starting the new year without achy joints. No more pain pills, no steroid shots. The best part, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Meet their local folks in Greenfield or their clinic in Mequon. I've been there. Great people looking to work with you. And the best part, you can use your FSA dollars. Live the best life in 2025. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you, who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
WTMJ's The Fix-It Show with David Nason and Dayton Kane.
Packers in Minnesota tomorrow, 3:25 kickoff. I can't wait to watch that game. And then I'll be at the Bears game.
Are you going to that?
The following week? My son's birthday. We're going up and
in Lambeau?
Seeing the game at Lambeau, yeah.
And are you going to be inside or
no
in the bowl?
It's supposed to be like 30 and or cloudy. So as long as it doesn't rain. If it snows even, I'm fine. Just no rain.
I'll go to a Packer. If anybody's listening, I'll go to a Packer game if you invite me to your
suite?
Yeah, something.
Okay.
I mean, in November, December, something. I would love to go. I haven't been to a Packer game in a while, so maybe we'll go next year. But December 26th, 1994. Anybody remember that game? My wife and I were just engaged, and earlier in the month, we were at my parents' up in Appleton for Christmas. And my brother and his wife and Connie, my wife and I, we went to the Packer game Sunday, December 26th versus the Raiders. It was 6 degrees, I think, at game time and dropped. I thought, I may be wrong on this, but it was like the second or coldest game at Lambeau at the time. It may have gotten colder since then, but we froze. We were ice cubes.
I bet.
And just...
I've got the heated gloves. I've got the heated jacket. I should be okay.
That was the last
no matter
time
how cold it gets.
I went to a cold weather game there. And then, they won and everything. But, and we did this. But that day was just unbearable, unbearably cold. So,
all right. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ talking text line. Somebody came up to the challenge here. It says, good morning. When I run water in my kitchen and shut off the water, there's a gurgling that goes on. Why? Any suggestions?
Yes. So water is going down the drain, right? And here's the example. If you fill up an old milk jug, plastic milk jug, fill it all the way to the top with water, turn it over to empty it.
Like just directly straight down.
It's going to go glug, 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 glug. Poke a hole in the top, and I could have used another example that involved a beer can, but anyways, poke a hole in the top, and you let air into it, and that water is going to go whoosh, right out. So what's probably happening here is that drain's not vented properly, and so many times what we see is, I haven't seen a picture here, but sometimes somebody will have done their own plumbing or something, and if you look under your kitchen sink in the cabinet there. If your drain goes to a trap and then up and then right back down, that's called an S-trap, and there's no vent there. So if it's an older house, I don't know, but so that's one possibility. So now it's not venting properly.
Okay.
The vent, if it goes into the wall and down, maybe the vent going up is clogged. And I don't recommend people getting on their roof, but sometimes. Or when I do a roof inspection as part of a home inspection, I look inside the plumbing vents on your roof, the pipes that stick up.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're just full of debris. Well, now, again, that air, the two reasons for that vent pipe up there is one, to let sewer gases out into the sky above our house so we don't smell that. But secondly, to allow air into the system so that our drains drain. So sometimes toilets do that as well, the glug, 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 glug. If things have been remodeled and toilets moved or sinks moved or something and you're not hooked up to that vent anymore, it's not draining properly. So that's a possibility. Talk to a plumber, have them come and do a little investigation, maybe look on the roof, see if that's not cleared. You can try to clear that.
Yeah.
If you have that S-trap under your sink, that can be fixed very easily by adding what's called an air admittance valve, or many times called a Studer vent. It's this little... That drain has to go down, and then a little section has to go up, and it looks like a little mushroom cap on top of that's under the sink. It was designed for sinks that are in a island or a peninsula because you don't have a wall for the vent pipe to go up.
Sure.
So there are ways to fix that pretty easily, but typically a gurgling drain is a venting problem.
I always wonder why there's not a cap. I mean, you can't close it, but at the top of those pipes, you're saying things get in there. Why isn't there like a little hood over the top that keeps stuff from falling in?
They do make them. They're typically not installed, but I do see them from time to time. It makes more sense on a plumbing stack pipe to keep things out. A radon system doesn't need it because the fan is always pushing air out of it.
Okay.
So it blows away leaves and bugs and animals, but the plumbing vent pipes can
You've seen that
get
before.
clogged,
All
right?
All right, we do need to take a break. We do have some more texts we'll get to when we get back. We'd love to hear from you. 855-616-1620. Now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with David Ozady. Scott, good morning, David.
Good morning, Dayton. A volley of gunshots pierces a home and a vehicle on Milwaukee's east side. Police are investigating after several shots were fired Thursday evening near North and Kramer. No one was injured in the incident, and no one is in custody. The search for Milwaukee Public Schools' new superintendent continues. MPS announced it has reopened its search for a new leader on December 17th after a closed-door school board meeting. More than 30 applicants had applied for the job but did not meet the criteria for the MPS board. The board hopes to find a leader soon to lead the school district, as 3 out of 4 school board members say they won't seek re-election into the new year. A government watchdog nonprofit will receive over $240,000 connected to 2 lawsuits against Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. The fees are part of American Overwatch's legal win in 2 open record cases brought against Vos over the investigation he ordered into results of the 2020 presidential election. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports Waukesha Appellate Court also revoked $24,000 in sanctions imposed on Michael Gableman. Gableman spent more than $1 million into his investigation of the 2020 presidential election results, which revealed no voter fraud. Taking a look at the roads through WTMJ, Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. All routes are clear through the Milwaukee system with no major delays or slowdowns.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, cloudy and breezy, some PM sun mix, high of 52. Tonight, mostly cloudy, patchy fog, low of 38. Sunday, AM fog, slight chance of rain near Lakeshore, high of 43. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 45. Tuesday, slight mixed chance in the south, mostly cloudy with a high of 40. Wednesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 32. Right now in Madison, it's 41, Green Bay 40, Waukesha 43, and in Milwaukee, it's 46. I'm David Ozady Scott, citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:32.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Hi, it's Jason from Capital Heating, Cooling, and Electric. We're proud to provide same-day repair 7 days a week. But I never told you why Capital does same-day repair. You see, many years ago, in the middle of winter, the entire heating system broke down in an apartment building I owned. A building full of people counting on me that I cared about. So I called a big heating company, told them it was an emergency, and paid the money they asked me to pay. They delivered the materials and said they'd be back the next day to install them. But they didn't come back the next day. Or the next, or the next. So after 3 more calls to that company, I went down in that basement, figured out how to hook up the equipment myself, and got the heat working. That's when I decided Milwaukee needs a company that cares. That's why Capital cares about you, your family, and your home. If it breaks, we repair same day. Find us online at callcapitalcares.com. And Merry Christmas.
More of your questions next. It's the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
We made it through Christmas, looking at New Year's Eve this week. The Harlem Globetrotters going to be at Fiserv, as they always are every Christmas Eve. I still remember as a kid, my parents dropped me and my friend off in front of what is now UW Panther Arena.
Yeah, the Mecca?
Mecca. And we went to the game, and then they picked us up afterwards.
How old?
Like 10, 11.
Right.
Back in the day, you could do that. You don't do that anymore.
That would be child endangerment now.
You can't do that anymore.
Right.
But I remember that. It was fun.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get to the phones. 855-616-1620. That's the WTMJ Siding Unlimited talk and text line. Let's go to Alex in Plymouth. Good morning, Plymouth. Alex, how are you?
Morning.
Good morning.
Good, and yourself?
Good.
Morning. Question I have a brick Cape Cod house built in 1952, and I'm wondering the proper way with the vapor barrier to insulate in the knee wall. I'm not taking any walls down or anything. I just want to insulate from the back side, like in the bedrooms and the living area. And I'm quite not sure where to put a vapor barrier, or if I'm supposed to use, like face insulation versus unface. So that's the question.
Yeah. So in cold climates, and I have the Bible for building in cold climates. If you're watching this stream, it's a book called Builder's Guide to Cold Climates by Joe Steebrook. I've mentioned his name before. I'm going to be taking one of his classes here coming up. And it tells you everything you know about building in cold climates. And what we want in our area, cold climate area, is a vapor barrier to the warm side of the wall. So that means towards the interior. So when if you're building new, you got your sheathing on the outside, siding, everything, insulate it, and then the vapor barrier goes on before the drywall or plaster. If your walls are already drywalled or plastered, and there's no vapor barrier there, you do not want to put insulation. If you're talking about insulating from the back, if you can go into a little knee wall attic space there and you can access those walls, you can insulate those walls, but do not put a vapor barrier on that back side towards the attic.
You're just going to trap moisture?
Right. So fiberglass bat insulation, unfaced, and you're not going to have a vapor barrier.
Okay, the other question I have, and that's what I've done so far, but then what I've done is I put some styrofoam insulation over the unfaced insulation. You think that is okay?
Like rigid foam insulation?
Yep.
Like sheets of it?
The sheet stuff, is it pink or blue?
It's blue.
Blue, okay. That has a little bit of an ability to be a vapor barrier, but not enough. That's still okay.
It breathes enough to let.
As long as it's not the foil faced stuff, or there's another product I think that has kind of a vapor barrier built into it. Or if you were to put spray foam insulation in there, that's a vapor barrier. But that you could do that in lieu of the fiberglass. So that's if somebody wanted to hire an insulation contractor to come in and insulate those knee walls, you could do a closed cell expanding foam in those cavities.
Because that would be on the back side.
That would be the back side of the wall. It would have a vapor barrier. You don't want to do that like over fiberglass and be the vapor barrier on the back side. But I guess before you insulate, if somebody else is listening, and before you even put the fiberglass in, if you wanted to paint the backside of the drywall, a latex paint does have a little bit of a vapor barrier capability, not much, but some, that you could actually paint the backside of the drywall over the seams, between the drywall and the studs and everything, and paint that area. That would act a little bit as a vapor barrier and then insulate. I don't know if there's an insulation contractor out there saying, no, don't do that, but I think that would work okay. But as long as you're not putting the craft paper or plastic on the back side of the insulation towards the cold, you do not want that.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Then the only other question, like on the blue insulation, should I tape the seams with the red tape, or just butt up the insulation to the next piece of insulation?
I would not tape it, because as soon as you tape it, now you're sealing it up too much.
Right, and that's sort of what I figured, but I want to just double check. I said it's already built, but I don't have access, to the inside wall for the vapor barrier.
Right.
So.
Sounds like you got it done right, Alex.
Yeah.
Well, way to go.
Yeah. Thanks for calling.
All righty.
Thanks. Have a good week.
You guys have a good day.
Yep, you too. 855-616-1620. That is the Siding Unlimited talk and text line. We do have some questions we'll get to on text. Let's do a couple short ones before we go to break here. Good morning. How long should an exhaust fan run after showering?
Yeah, so I have 2 bathrooms in my house, both with exhaust fans in them, and I put timers. You can buy these little electronic timers and replace the switch. And I tell my family, when you leave the bathroom, make sure it's on at least 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
When you leave the bathroom, not when you're done showering. When you actually walk out, I want that fan running 15 minutes after you. There's still all that humidity is in that room and everything.
Can you leave it on too long?
Yeah, because now you're using a lot of electricity. If you just have a switch and you leave it on. Also, if you're depending on how your house is balanced as far as fresh air intake and everything, you can be trying to exhaust too much, and now you're putting your house under negative pressure and things. But 15 minutes should be enough.
Okay.
Unless you turned it into a steam room, 30 minutes maybe.
Another question here, following up one of our conversations, it says, hello, similar to the drain venting question, our water pulsates whenever you turn on the shower or faucet. The water pulsates for about 10 to 15 seconds and then finally goes to a steady stream. Any ideas? Is this also a venting issue?
So it would not be a venting issue because water is under pressure. And so it's being pushed by if you're in the city, it's the pressure that's why we have water towers. That gives us our water pressure. If you're on a well, you have a pressure tank and a pump that pushes the water. So when you may try something, the easiest thing is unscrew the shower head, or if it's up or if you're a handheld or something, just make sure the where it comes to the pipe, make sure there's no debris in the shower head, or there's a filter sometimes or a screen. Just try to clean those out. If you have hard water and you see corrosion on things, maybe unscrew it, put it in a bucket of lime CLR or something. Just make sure everything's clean. Sometimes you can get a little debris in the valves. That's a bigger issue that a plumber might have to fix. Make sure all your valves, if you have shut-off valves anywhere, make sure they're all open. All the way.
Okay.
I've seen where a main water is like halfway off or something. It's like, why we don't touch those during an inspection, but like, why is that only halfway open? You want to ask the seller, why do you have that choked off a little bit?
Sure.
So those are the things that I can think of that you could check real quickly.
Good things to look for. We're going to take a break. Thanks for the text picked up.
Yeah.
You see, we have no guest on, so we can answer any question that you have when it comes to fixing stuff. 855-616-1620, Siding Unlimited talking text line. It is a Fix It Show on WTMJ.
You're not just a job number as a Sidex customer. They've been family-owned since 1988, and they treat you as part of their family. Upgrade and transform your current bathroom space with Sidex Windows Siding and Bath. They have seasoned design consultants with 10 to 30 years of experience. The owner, Joe, is honoring his dad's legacy with top-tier products and expert craftsmanship. It's Sidex, the best in the business. Get a free shower door upgrade when you mention WTMJ. Visit sidexremodel.com.
The holiday season may be coming to a close, but there's still plenty of time to make it a magical one. Ring in the new year with something stunning and timeless from Diamonds Direct. Start the new year with a celebration of your love, or even a celebration of yourself. Whether you're shopping for the perfect wedding bands, a beautiful pair of diamond studs that were missing from under your tree, or the engagement ring of their dreams, Diamonds Direct has just what you're wishing for. This year, make your New Year's resolution to shop smarter by shopping direct. Making a decision on where to make your next jewelry purchase has never been easier. At Diamonds Direct, you're guaranteed to get an extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and the white glove service that we've long been known for. Let the experts at Diamonds Direct show you the difference in a concierge luxury shopping experience. Kick off the new year the way you've always wanted. Customize your experience in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com today. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hurry into Shopko Optical before your vision benefits expire. Vince Vitrano here. Book your eye exam and purchase frames, contact lenses, and more from a professional team that provides quality eye care, comprehensive and personalized to you. With an expansive network of insurance providers, Shopko Optical will walk you through all of your options. You'll maximize your vision benefits and FSA dollars before the end of the year. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your visit today.
We've seen that sleep apnea bully stop breathing more than 100 times an hour. But this problem is solvable, and Advent has simple solutions that have been proven to be extremely effective.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal. When I needed help choosing an account, my banker took the time to understand my needs and guided me through my options. Thanks to her advice, I can watch my money grow, knowing it's secure.
Welcome to your Waterstone Bank, where community and personal service come together. Member FDIC.
Need advice? Call 855-616-1620. Our expert home inspector is here to help. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Thank you for joining us. Dayton, Kane, and David Nason here. Cloudy, breezy, a high of 52 today. We're at 44 in Milwaukee and getting a lot of texts here on the Siding Unlimited talking text line, 855-616-1620. I'm getting a new steel gradual shingles. I don't know what
we think it's granulated.
Granulated, like it's got the stone.
Yeah, just like an asphalt shingle, but it's steel.
Do you suggest a cap on each of the 2 waste stacks that come out of the roof? Any suggestions on replacing the 3 skylights?
So the second one, absolutely replace your skylights.
You should always replace your skylights when doing a roof.
And really, if you back it up, when you're replacing your roof, we've talked about this with J&B, with Eric at Siding Unlimited, with Ridgetop, whoever's been on our show, Abby, if they do roofs, they all talk about a roof as a system. You absolutely should replace what's on your roof when you're doing it. Shingles, underlayment, flashings, whether that's just around, valley flashings, bathroom vents, chimney flashings, and skylights. The reason is as I said, there's a system, and if you put all this new on, but you leave something old, and then it's not going to last as long as the rest of the roof. You put on these new lifetime shingles, 50-year shingles and stuff. If you have a skylight that's already 20 years old, and the rest of the roof's going to last another, at least 30, maybe 40 years, that skylight's not going to last that long. And now you got to replace it. Now they're tearing up shingles around, and it causes a problem. It's a little more expense. But you just want to.
It's a lot less expense than having to replace that skylight 3 years from now or 4 years from now.
If you can't afford to do it twice, do it right the first time.
Right.
Yeah. So definitely you should replace your skylights. As far as putting caps on it, we kind of talked about that a little bit. Waste pipes can have caps on them. If you're in a heavily treed lot, or especially like with pine trees and the pine needles get everywhere and everything, probably a really good idea. If you're, house and you don't have a whole lot of trees, or in the city, well, there's areas where there's a lot of trees, but if you're in an area where there's not a lot of trees around, probably not as big of a deal. But so not a bad idea to put those on.
All right. Hi, is it possible to replace a ceiling joist in a garage that was cut by a reputable company to install a garage door opener? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You know what the hardest thing probably is getting it's probably a 2x6. But getting a 2x6 that's 22 feet long, that goes across the entire garage, that was pretty easy to get, maybe back when this garage was built, and also then getting that in place. Because if you think about it, if you got a 2-car detached garage, which I'm guessing maybe, or even an attached garage, now you got to get a piece of lumber that goes from wall to wall and come in your garage door and try to get it up in place. So if it was cut completely, you can splice it.
I was going to say, can you sister in a different board?
Absolutely.
To try to...
The ceiling joist that the texter said, in a garage, the joists that run from side to side are primarily, if you notice, they go in the direction of the rafters. Those are primarily in tension. So I'm using my hands here, and you got a roof, and gravity wants to pull that roof down, the peak down, so those joists that go across are holding the walls from bowing out. So there's not a whole lot of weight on them from above. So you put a little brace up to the rafters and kind of create a little bit of an A-frame kind of thing, but they're really just in tension. So you could patch that in the middle. Just don't put a whole lot of weight on it when you're storing things up there. Keep that in mind. But the difficult part would be, buying a new joist that's long enough. It's going to be fairly expensive. Really long lumber these days is expensive, but then also getting it in place.
So what is the solution if you want a garage door opener, but you have you can't put it up high enough. This company obviously came in and cut it, which you shouldn't do.
Right. They make garage doors where the track, most of them just go up. Where they make a track where the door like almost immediately comes back. Talk to Joe Wilde or Geis, garage doors and everything. And they can, I've seen them in really tight garages where there's living space above them or something. So the door track can come back almost immediately. They're a little door. You might not get your SUV in there, but most cars can fit. And then if you don't have room for an opener above you, again, a little more expensive, but they make an opener that mounts to the side of where that bar is, where the spring is that turns. The opener is on the side and actually turns it. A really, really nice feature. My neighbor's got a few of them in his garage, and they're really, really nice and quiet. But there are some options out there. You got to talk to an overhead door company.
Kitchen fans, basements, garbage disposals. We have more text to get to when we come back. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ. Give us a call, 855-616-1620.
If you missed this.
How was your time at the Vietnam Wall?
Very touching. I know 11 people on that wall. We had a chance to look up some of them on there. It was very, very moving experience for me. I held it together, though. I could feel the floodgates tried to open a couple of times.
Or this.
President and CEO of Special Olympics Wisconsin, Chad Hirschner, joins us live in studio.
This is a place where they belong, they feel comfortable, they make friends, they learn to become leaders.
Check out Wisconsin's Afternoon News, the podcast.
Eric Brown and his crew from Siding Unlimited can fix whatever's wrong with the outside of your house. How do you know what's wrong with it? Well, look for these trouble signs. On your windows, paint peeling, wood rot or damage from condensation? How well do they operate? Got mold on the storm windows? Siding have any dents, holes, or chips, paint, or color issues? Is the caulking cracked? How's the flashing? Roof look okay? How about your doors? Decks are another place for critical inspection. Maybe you'd just like to have a new one. Eric is a regular here on the Fix It Show. You regular listeners are aware of his expertise. He's president of Siding Unlimited, but that's not a desk job. He's out there working with the crews, inspecting people's structure problems and fixing them. Siding Unlimited will fix yours too. Make a note to contact Siding Unlimited online at sidingunlimited.com or see Siding Unlimited's unique outside-in showroom near Gerke's Corners in Brookfield.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Gift cards from the historic Fox & Hounds restaurant make perfect holiday gifts because everybody loves a great dinner. Buy a $100 gift card to get a $20 gift card free. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Great stocking stuffers. Happy holidays from the famous Fox & Hounds.
Call quality for the signature service you deserve.
For 60 years, we've been known as Quality Heating, offering the highest levels of HVAC expertise. But when I took over for Greg, I saw the potential to add services for all your home needs. We do heating and cooling so well, I figured, why not offer new trades to give all-around home service to our customers? So along with heating and cooling, we now offer top-flight plumbing and electric services. There's no subs here, and we all work under the quality code of taking pride in the Midwestern work ethic, and more importantly, Midwestern morals. You know, much of our trade has gone corporate with private equities, but we remain a family-owned company. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality, offering heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. For the signature service you deserve, call Quality.
Call quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, now offering heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. David and Dayton. One guy knows what the heck he's talking about. We'll let you figure out which one it is. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
One thing I do know, this show is sponsored by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction every week, and we thank them for that. And I think that's the same for next year, too. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I know Siding Unlimited for sure. I haven't heard from J&B, though. We'll see. I hope so. I would assume
it probably
so. It
says it on the new schedule that we just got.
All right. So. Oh, I'm supposed to read my emails? Okay. 855-616-1620. That's the Siding Unlimited talk and text line. Let's go to Leanne in Grafton. Good morning. What's your question?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
We have a patio room, a 3-season room that was built. 2 of the walls are against the house and the garage. The other 2 are on piers, and they have settled and kind of sunk, and so the room has sunk. Is there any way to shore that up, raise it up, and if so, who would I contact about doing that?
Absolutely, that can be done. So you would need to call a company like Accurate Basement Repair, Gatish Foundation. Those are companies that have been on the show. Chris is on a lot. Jeff from Gatish, they do that work. There's also another company called The Mud Jackers. They do lifting. So basically, what they do is, in many cases, they don't lift the house, and unless it makes sense. So you probably need an engineer involved. In most cases, they just stop the building or the house from settling any further. But if it's something, and the reason is because when you start to lift things back up, you can cause other damage. So what you would need is have somebody like that come out and do an evaluation and make a determination. They drill these what are called helical piers. They're like big screws in the ground. Outdoor Living Unlimited uses them for their decks.
Yep.
It's become a very easy way to support a structure by drilling these screws into the ground, and the equipment they use measures the torque that's used to screw it into the ground. And when it gets to a point where it's turning hard enough, somebody smarter than us has figured out, an engineer, that will now support, X amount of pounds of weight.
You're hitting solid ground.
It's not going to sink. Yeah. And so in the case of yours,
I think this was built over, it used to be a deck, and I think it was fill underneath. And the fill has settled. And
so now they would drill those down where those piers are. And then if you're just supporting it, they'll drill those down, and then they mechanically fasten those screws to the piers that are supporting your screen house. If they're going to lift it, now we're talking about some hydraulic, functions where they're maybe pumping material underneath there to try to lift it, but then they would probably still need to put the screws in to hold it in place once it's lifted. So it just warning you, it might be a little expensive.
It's almost better to tear it down, start over.
It's worth investigating anyway.
It's worth investigating, but I just want to let you know, as you part of the issue could be access to this building. Is about getting around the back of your house.
They probably could do that. It is high up. It is on 4 piers. The 2 walls that have settled. So it isn't touching, the room itself is not touching the ground. So at least they have access that way. But
But
I didn't think about a basement.
I would
but
call,
yes, that would be good.
Yeah, call the companies I mentioned, Accurate, Gatish Foundations, Mud Jackers. Those would be the 3 I would recommend.
How do you spell Gatish, please?
G-A-I-D-I-S-H. Or G-A-D-I-S-H.
Yeah. Leanne, thanks for the call.
Yes.
We appreciate you listening.
Yep.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, you too. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talking Text Line. We're going to take a break. When we come back, hour number 2.
This has been the Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Clean up the new year with help from Menards. We carry all the Libman products you need to keep your house clean. From brooms and mops to cloths and liquid cleaners, we've got you covered. The Libman 14-inch angle broom is precisely cut to reach under cabinets and into tight corners. Pick one up today, plus check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
Ho, ho, my back.
Santa?
Ho, ho, Gina Dello from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month.
PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2024.
I thought you were on vacation.
I am.
At Penny Mustard?
Specifically, the Miles sofa at Penny Mustard.
It is super comfy.
That's an understatement.
Built just the way you want it.
Sounds nice.
So you're really vacationing on the Miles sofa?
I'll send you a postcard. Wish you were here. P.S. Miles says hi.
The Miles Sectional, starting at just $238 a month, with only 1 penny down and no interest till January of 2028 through January 12th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. Tonight, the Bucks are ready to slam against the Bulls in Chicago once again.
Middleton beats the cutting Jackson. He stuffs it down with a foul. Good hit. How about that finish? Andre Jackson Jr.
Slam. Our coverage begins tonight at 6 with Buck Shoot-Around. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, it's 45 degrees. Today, cloudy, breezy, some PM sun, mix, high of 52. Tonight, mostly cloudy, patchy fog with a low of 38. Sunday, AM fog, slight chance of rain near Lakeshore, high of 43. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm David Ozzy Scott. Job growth is on the rise in Wisconsin. The Journal Sentinel reports more than 240,000 new jobs were added to Wisconsin in 2024, with more positions to be added next year. Across all job markets, an 8% increase in open job positions have been predicted. Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development says that it sees a 20% growth in construction workers, civil engineers, logisticians, and web developers grow over the next 10 years. Will Milwaukee Public Schools ever find a new superintendent? President of Greater Milwaukee Committee Joel Brennan tells WTMJ that the search has been difficult to find a new replacement, but changes need to be made internally in the organization as well.
I think there are still lots of people in the community who are talking about the governance structure inside MPS and how do you disrupt that in a useful and a positive way that we just don't allow the continued status quo that has really kept us back for 35 years. We just can't accept that anymore.
The Board of School Directors said that earlier this month that it received more than 30 applicants for the job before announcing it was reopening their search. President-elect Donald Trump is asking the Supreme Court to delay the deadline to sell TikTok so that he can negotiate a settlement to avoid a shutdown of the Chinese-owned social media platform in the U.S. ABC's White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks has the latest.
In this new brief, John Sauer, who was nominated to be Trump's Solicitor General, writes, President Trump is one of the most powerful, prolific, and influential users of social media in history, and that he alone possesses the consummate deal-making expertise to try to save the platform while also addressing national security concerns.
Being home alone during the holidays can be hard, especially if you've lost someone recently. Medical College of Wisconsin's Grief Clinic Director Amanda Lewin tells WTMJ that grief can be different for everyone during the holidays.
Grief is something, like I said, it comes in waves and it's experienced differently for everyone. But yeah, allowing yourself to grieve and allowing yourself to be okay with where you're at. There's that saying, it's okay to not be okay.
Dr. Lewin says expressing emotions and feelings with others is a good way to process grief more easily, and that grief itself evolves and changes in time. Food insecurity is on the rise, and public school and local nonprofit is providing food to children in schools that need assistance. Blessings in a Backpack Managing Director Susan Reed tells WTMJ the organization is looking to expand from Waukesha County into the Milwaukee County area.
We have been currently serving Waukesha County since 2012, and the need is expanding. We have started feeding kids in the Brown Deer School District this year and are working with several schools within the Milwaukee public system as well.
So far this year, Waukesha's Blessings in a Backpack has fed 3,600 children. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. So I was looking at some of the bushes that have overgrown on my property, and I love our yard, but I need dormant pruning. That's what takes place during the winter when it's safe to cut back things so you have healthier trees and bushes around your house. Check right now to see if you've got stuff scraping against the siding or needs to be cut back, and schedule it now. Design Build landscaping projects are a year-round topic. Landworks Wisconsin does it the right way every time. They help people achieve their outdoor dreams by creating beautiful landscapes. I love these guys. LandworksWisconsin.com. Check them out today.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I need information about siding, I call Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
I'm Scott Klein. If you're tired of painting or your siding is beyond repair, it may be time to look at the advantages of a new siding system. Additional insulation, along with Tyvek's weatherization system, can significantly improve your home's energy efficiency while protecting it from water and air infiltration. We offer a variety of siding products, all installed by J&B's certified employees, which will provide decades of performance and beauty.
For a complimentary siding evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucs return to Chicago for their second matchup against the Bulls this week. Coverage of tonight's game starts at 6 with Bucs shoot-around right here on WTMJ. The Packers head to Minnesota tomorrow to take on the Vikings. Coverage of Sunday's game starts with Green Bay game day tomorrow at noon. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. All routes are clear through the Milwaukee system this morning with no major delays or slowdowns.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, cloudy, breezy, some PM sun, high of 52. Tonight, mostly cloudy, patchy fog, low of 38. Sunday, AM fog, slight chance of rain near Lake Shore, high of 43. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 45. Tuesday, slight mixed chance in the south, mostly cloudy, high of 40. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, high of 32. Right now in Madison, it's 42. Green Bay, 41. Waukesha, 42. And in Milwaukee, it's 45. I'm David Ozzy Scott, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC. When it comes to home repairs, we could all use a guy. Well, we've got the guy, and we've got the show. For all your home improvement questions, we've got answers. This is The Fix-It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Dayton, Kane, and David Nason.
Welcome to hour number 2. We appreciate you joining us this morning. Isaac in the studio, ready to take your calls at 855-616-1620. Just on a side note, Ralphie's in town tonight.
Oh, yeah, from
the Christmas story. A Christmas story. So Peter Billingsley going to be at the Pabst, and they're going to show the movie and then have a Q&A with him afterwards. I have a holiday tradition of my own because I wake up before everybody else in my family. Christmas morning, I watch that movie.
Yeah.
And by the time you'll shoot your eye out. By the time I'm done, everybody starts wandering out, and we start opening presents.
You must be up real early.
I get up at like 5:30 every day, so they're in bed till 7, so it usually works out.
This Christmas, I woke up and went out on the balcony and looked out at the ocean.
That
was perfect.
Nice.
But anyways.
Nice.
I digress.
Okay, so we got a text that related to, so we did our cool tool segment last hour. I brought in my log splitter and showed you that. It says, enjoy your cool tool segment. So roughly when did electric power tools become commonplace in the U.S.? Also, does David recommend no snow if he's inspecting home foundations? But let's talk about the first part of that text. So power tools.
I didn't know.
We looked it up.
Yeah.
The first, what this source gives the first industrial electric drill was created in 1889.
In Australia.
Yeah. 1895, a German company called C&E Kane invented the electric hand drill, which is considered the forerunner of power tools. So 1895 is when we're like, okay, this is kind of becoming more mainstream, and it's a tool that people are starting to get. You're thinking it was more like this.
Well, in the United States, it seems like Black & Decker
was the one
came
that
up
kicked
with
it
the
off?
first portable, like lightweight electric drill that
was more commonplace.
that a
for
homeowner could use. So
and that was
1917.
Like 60s? Oh,
1917.
Okay.
Yeah, 16, 17, somewhere in there. Black & Decker seemed to be the first real power tool company around, and then it's basically you get to the middle 1950s, 60s is where power tools really kind of became somewhat normal.
I was impressed by this fact. I saw in 1961, Black & Decker created the first cordless battery-powered electric.
Yeah.
We've had battery-powered drills since 1961?
Can you imagine what that battery, the size of that battery on that drill, you probably almost couldn't lift it. But so I saw that, but also in what most people, most guys in the trades probably think of is that the company that where you really first saw battery-powered tools on a job site was a company called Makita.
Yeah.
So the light blue.
I had one of those.
The light blue tools.
Yep.
So they were probably it says here somewhere in the 70s is where it really became popular for battery-powered tools, where they were small enough, compact enough, the batteries would charge quick enough that you could really use them. So
I do remember those batteries on my Makita got used up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like you had to keep replacing them. Yeah. Now the batteries are so much better than they used to be.
And all these Milwaukee and DeWalt, they have taken it to another level.
Yeah.
All the stuff that they have, all the interchangeable batteries and I just need one more. that little
right
so if there's anybody from Milwaukee Tool listening that really likes our show, if one of those showed up here.
Too funny. I don't know. Can we solicit like that? I don't know.
I just did.
Don't. Okay. We do have another part of that text that we'll get to when we come back, but we have to take our first break of this hour. Again, no guests this hour, so all the texts will get answered as we get them. 855-616-1620. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
The only place to get this.
The Bucks are back. 97-81. They clobber the Thunder. They are the Emirates NBA Cup champions.
You got the best player in the NBA wearing the Milwaukee across his chest. He's us. I mean, we're him, he's us.
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show with Justin Garcia and Brandon Snide. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Hey, former radio wake-up guy Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. If that recent cold snap made you think that now is the time to replace those drafty old windows, then now is a good time to call Hometown Windows and Doors. Save heating costs now, cooling dollars down the road with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from Hometown. Hometown offers the brands you trust like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, Softlight, and more in wood, vinyl, and fiberglass. And all of their products products are installed by employee carpenters. Plus, Hometown is the area's only Pella Platinum and Marvin authorized replacement company. Hometown's dedicated consultants can guide you to the best fit and value for your home and your remodeling dollar. Stop in at their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin and see the Hometown difference for yourself. Or call them for a no-pressure in-home consultation, 414-329-1200, or visit them at hometownwindows.com. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need.
The holiday season may be coming to a close, but there's still plenty of time to make it a magical one. Ring in the new year with something stunning and timeless from Diamonds Direct. Start the new year with a celebration of your love, or even a celebration of yourself. Whether you're shopping for the perfect wedding bands, a beautiful pair of diamond studs that were missing from under your tree, or the engagement ring of their dreams, Diamonds Direct has just what you're wishing for. This year, make your New Year's resolution to shop smarter by shopping direct. Making a decision on where to make your next jewelry purchase has never been easier. At Diamonds Direct, you're guaranteed to get an extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and the white glove service that we've long been known for. Let the experts at Diamonds Direct show you the difference in a concierge luxury shopping experience. Kick off the new year the way you've always wanted. Customize your experience in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com today. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Here it is, just before the holidays. You're sitting around trying to figure out a perfect last-minute gift that you can order quickly online. Well, how about tickets to the Greater Milwaukee Auto Show in February? Buy a single ticket for a friend, a pair of tickets for date night, or buy a family 4-pack and take everybody all at a discount price of just $11 each. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, and the latest EVs. For advanced tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com. That's autoshowmilwaukee.com. Discount offer ends on December 24th.
Advice you can use. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Cloudy, breezy, 52 for a high today. It's 45 in Milwaukee. Dayton, Kane, and David Nason with you. 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited talk and text line. We will get to the second half of that text we read earlier. So he said, we talked about the power tools, but then he said, does David recommend no snow if he's inspecting home foundations? Happy New Year to all of you. So happy New Year to you.
New Year. Yes.
What does snow affect when you're doing
I was going
an
to say,
inspection?
I'm just going to make a general comment. I don't recommend snow.
Especially coming back from Mexico, right? From Puerto Vallarta.
I used to love to ski and everything, and I'm just done with it. I don't know why I'm living in Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin 7 months of the year.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful around Christmas. Great. There was a white Christmas here. We haven't had that in a while. Great. On to 70s and 80s. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go sailing. Yes, so a home inspection is a visual inspection of the readily accessible components of a home.
Right.
So every part of your home is a component of your home. And snow can limit that. So I cringe a little bit. We got nice weather here, warming up, and then I'm going to have a home inspection scheduled, and it's going to snow the night before. And now the roof is covered with 3, 4, 6 inches of snow. And we're going to stand there and go, I can't see the roof. I can't get up there. I don't know what the condition is. And can we come back in, if it melts in a week? We could, but are we now beyond your inspection contingency where you can't do anything about it anyways?
Or somebody else is going to get the house because you're waiting too long?
I have had instances where I'm going to set up a radon test. So I'm at the house 2 days before to set up the radon test, and I know it's going to snow. So I'm on the phone with the realtors. Hey, I'm here setting up the radon. Do I have permission to go on the roof? It's going to snow tomorrow, tonight, whatever.
Right.
Do I have permission to go on the roof and look at it? Because when we come back, in 2 days, it's going to be covered with snow. Most of the time, they'll say yes. If they say no, well, okay, to me, that raises a red flag. Why? Are you afraid of something, that I'm going to see something? You're hiding something? So snow on the ground, it does limit a little bit. If it's really deep, if we get, some years we've had a lot of snow, it can limit what we see on the ground. If it's only a couple inches or so, it's really not going to, really on the ground, what we're looking for is how's the grading around your house, grading and drainage. So if it's only an inch or 2 or 3, we can see that the ground is flat or it's sloped back towards the house or something. But a lot of snow can limit that. And I do put comments in my report, what limits me, whether it's snow on the roof, snow on the ground, something that's blocking something. inspection yesterday inside the garage. They had a big cabinet or something in front of the service door. I mean, probably nothing wrong with it, but I'm not going to move a big cabinet out of its way.
Right.
And so I just said, the service door was blocked by personal items, not able to operate or inspect the door. So
I bought our house in the winter, and when it melted, we needed a new roof.
Yeah.
Our backyard was a disaster. We had to redo that.
We kind of saw that, though.
Well, when you did your inspection.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember, I was one of the dummies who was caught up in
Not
the whirlwind
dummies,
of I can't find a house.
Yes.
I can't get a house. This is when houses, you couldn't get them.
Yeah, right.
So we bought it without an inspection, which, again, I would never, ever do the rest of my life. I don't care. That house can go by the wayside if I can't get it inspected at this point because I've been through it now.
Yeah.
We love our house. It's great now. We fixed everything. And like you always say, just because a house, you can fix a house.
Yes.
So, and we've gone through and we've fixed everything and we got it to where we like it and it's a great house. But with that snow there, we couldn't see the shingles.
Yeah.
We couldn't see how old that was. We were buying from a flipper, so we didn't have any back history on the house as far as what was new, what wasn't new. But once the snow melted, I'm like, well, we need a new roof.
Yeah.
We need to fix the backyard.
So
there you go.
So on top of that, what I would also encourage people, and it's maybe not may not be, people aren't thinking about this at all, but if you are building a new house, whether you're buying a house from a builder that just built it or you hired a builder to build it, I highly encourage you to have a home inspection. And the builder's going to say, oh, you don't need this. And I'm not dissing any builder particular or anything, but the subcontractors that are out there, is if they're not being watched on a daily basis, unfortunately I find things on new homes as well.
Yeah.
We're home inspectors, we're looking at everything. I'm spending 3 or 4 hours at a house looking over the entire house. And I'm not a code inspector. I'm not there to say, oh, that's against code or anything. I know quite a bit about our code. I'm looking at the condition of the homes and how things were installed. And a lot of things, especially on the exterior of our house, which you deal with a lot of, is what is the manufacturer's installation instructions. And our building code doesn't specifically say how to install LP Smart Side siding or Hardy Plank siding or CertainTeed shingles or GAF shingles, but the manufacturer does. And our code refers to following manufacturer's installation guidelines or industry standards. And so, and I might be opening a can of worms here, but, sidings, stone veneers, there's guidelines, there's industry standard guidelines for installing stone veneers. I saw one this week, brand new house, quite a few issues with the stone veneer. A lot of builders their installers are really starting to get on board with all the requirements for stone veneers, but there's still some that aren't really, following. And the stone veneer is not supposed to be in contact with concrete, and already the mortar is cracking in areas, and they're not even in the house yet.
Yeah.
And so, not trying to scare anybody. I know we got to go to break. I'm going to be doing a presentation twice on Saturday the 11th at the MBA show coming up about stone veneers.
All right. So, how do people get in touch with you if they want an inspection?
Bestinspectionsllc.com is my website, and there are my numbers on there, my email. There's a contact form. You can call or text me at 262-443-8958.
All right, it is a Fix It Show. We're going to take a break. More of your texts to get to when we come back. 855-616-1620 is the number.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's WTMJ Steve Scafini. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. On top of that, Universal Windows Direct is offering 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal. When I needed help choosing an account, my banker took the time to understand my needs and guided me through my options. Thanks to her advice, I can watch my money grow, knowing it's secure.
Welcome to your Waterstone Bank, where community and personal service come together. Member FDIC.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. Better is around the corner in 2025. Feeling better. Getting rid of joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics patients are able to walk up and down stairs, sleep without pain. Basically, they feel normal again. That can be you. The time is now. Take action to get the pain relief you deserve in 2025. Call QC Kinetics and say goodbye to the shoulder, the knee, or the back pain. QC Kinetics local medical professionals are waiting for you. Regenerative medicine means starting the new year without achy joints. No more pain pills, no steroid shots. The best part, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Meet their local folks in Greenfield or their clinic in Mequon. I've been there. Great people looking to work with you. And the best part, you can use your FSA dollars. Live the best life in 2025. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Dayton and David. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Thank you for joining us. Bucks at the United Center in Chicago with a 7 o'clock tip-off against the Bulls tonight. You can catch that game here on WTMJ. Let's get to some of these texts. 855-616-1620. Metal part of my potato peeler went into the garbage disposal. Is my disposal ruined, or is there anything I can do?
So the garbage disposal has probably cast steel, blades in it. They're pretty tough. Your peeler's trashed. That's some flimsy, steel, little pieces of metal and everything. So very carefully. Yeah, I turn on a disposal and there's something. There's something in there, and people are a little shocked when I stick my hand down in there because you got this picture of losing your fingers.
Yeah.
So turn the power off. If the disposal is plugged in under the cabinet, unplug it. Just make sure it's off. Don't let anybody go near the switch. It's not going to turn on its own. That would only be in a horror movie.
Well, the only thing is if it's somehow caught and you release, would the blades release, or can they not get caught like that? Like I think of my snowblower, it's jammed up. I reach in to get the snow out. Suddenly the blade spins.
So the way that disposal works, there's something spinning and the blades are just kind of loose. They're not on a gear.
Okay.
They just, when the thing kind of goes, they just kind of go in there. So probably not.
Okay.
But yes, just be very careful, because
I've done it with spoons or forks.
But you know what? Even a water bottle, a disposable water bottle, the cap that goes in there, piece of plastic, it's amazing what that can sound like in there. It's like, wow, there must be rocks in there. You pull out a little piece of plastic, turn it on, and it's quiet. So you can fish that out of there. Or if you're really nervous, maybe a long pliers or something just to grab it.
Kitchen tongs.
Yeah, if you're there are some where most of them I can get my hand in there. Some of them I can't get my hand down there. It's just a smaller, drain on it, depending on the design of it. But yeah, the peeler's gone, but the disposal, once you get the the stuff out of
Should
there.
be
It
okay.
should be fine.
All right. Another text here at 855-616-1620. In the basement, how should we insulate the space at the top block or sill? This seems to be the space where mice get in.
Absolutely. It's called the box sill. Looks like a box between the joists on top of the foundation wall. Every new home builder today is using spray foam, expanding spray foam insulation. A, it's a great insulator. B, it's also acts as a vapor barrier. And C, it seals up any gap around a penetration or gap or something where the mice can get in. So if you have an existing home and you got the fiberglass bad insulation, or maybe an older home you don't have any insulation, what I would recommend at least going around with a can of great stuff and spraying around penetrations. Turn the lights off if you can see daylight, because that's the thinnest part of your home.
Yep.
It's just a 2x8 or 2x10 rim joist there, and then siding usually on the outside. Sometimes there's brick or stone, but usually it's just siding on the outside. So that's the thinnest part of the house that should be insulated. But spray gaps, crevices, penetrations, and everything. Let that dry, and then put your fiberglass insulation back, or put it in if you don't have any. You don't, unless you're doing the spray foam, you don't want to put craft paper faced insulation. You want to just put fiberglass and let air, air move.
Let it breathe.
If you put the paper faced, you're going to trap moisture. You'll get condensation occurring. So.
All right. We do need to go over the WTMJ Breaking News Center, but we'd love to hear from you. Siding Unlimited talking text line, 855-616-1620. Let's say good morning to David Ozzy Scott once again. Good morning.
Good morning, Dayton. A volley of gunshots pierces a home and a vehicle on Milwaukee's east side. Police are investigating after several shots were fired Thursday evening near North and Kramer. No one was injured in the incident, and no one is in custody. Job growth is on the rise in Wisconsin. The Journal Sentinel reports that more than 240,000 new jobs were added to Wisconsin in 2024, with more positions to be added next year. Across all markets, an 8% increase in open job positions have been predicted. Wisconsin's Department of Workforce Development says it sees a 20% growth in construction workers, civil engineers, logisticians, and web developers grow over the next 10 years. If you're looking to make the most out of your new year by exploring Wisconsin state parks, park passes will be easier for consumers. Starting in 2025, state park passes will now be valid for 12 months following the month of purchase rather than expiring on December 31st. The DNR encourages Wisconsin residents to buy park passes online for a faster application process, allowing for more time for them to enjoy the 125th anniversary of the state park system. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Time Saver, Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. All routes are currently clear through the Milwaukee system this morning with no major delays or slowdowns.
Traffic is sponsored by Rich Lawn's Tire and Service Center.
Rich Lawn's Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlawns.com when you're due for service.
Time for a WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, cloudy, breezy, some PM sun mix, high of 52. Tonight, mostly cloudy, patchy fog with a low of 38. Sunday, AM fog, slight chance of rain near Lakeshore, high of 43. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 45. Tuesday, slight chance of mix in the south, mostly cloudy with a high of 40. Wednesday, things cool off, mostly cloudy with a high of 32. Right now in Madison, it's 42, Green Bay 41, Waukesha 42, and in Milwaukee, it's 45 degrees. I'm David Ozzy Scott, Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:32.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With colder weather in the forecast and no festivals to attend, our showroom is a year-round festival the whole family will enjoy. Read our reviews. Our store has it all, including the finest lighting and ceiling fans available, such as Visual Comfort, Hubbardton, Tech, and hundreds more at unbeatable prices. I guarantee it. If it's repairs or lampshades you need, we have all that too. There's also unique sports and historical items, neon lights, slot machines, and much more for sale. You'll find fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. BBC is open Monday through Saturday and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue near Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Why are you handcuffed to a briefcase?
To protect the secret specs for the mother of all penny mustard bedroom collections.
The Colonial Bedroom? Shh. It's no secret the Colonial Bedroom is gorgeous.
Never has there been a bedroom more carefully constructed and stylized than the Colonial Collection. And we need to tell the world.
You'd make a terrible spy.
The Colonial Bedroom, starting at just $248 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest till January of 2028 through January 12th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
If it needs fixing, we can help. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
Thank you for joining us inside hour number 2. Don't forget, you can always find the Fix It Show podcast on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. So if you missed hour number 1, it's been a very interesting show this week. We've had no guests, so we've answered everything from insulation to venting to, you name it, tools.
Garbage disposals.
And
we still have a bunch.
And we love it.
Yeah. But before we get into more,
Okay.
I mean, it's the last hour of the year. We've had a whole lot of partners on the show.
Yes, we have.
So almost too many to really list, but you all know who you are. And so it's really, we wouldn't, the show wouldn't be as successful if we didn't have all those partners. We really appreciate you joining us, coming on. We had a bunch of new ones this year, and I think we have some new coming up next year. So, hey, thank you for being here. We look forward to 25 and doing it all over again. So
Yes. And I'm not planning on going anywhere. Are you?
No.
All right,
No,
so
love
hopefully-
doing this. I look forward to it every Saturday.
I do too. All right, let's get some of these texts in here. Good morning. I have a kitchen fan question. I have a 6-year-old 36-inch range hood where the fan is making noise, squeak, sometimes even stalls out on the lowest setting. Could it be anything other than just replacing the motor?
Boy, at first I thought you was saying 36 years old, but yeah, 6 years old.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. If it's a mechanical issue, it's an electric motor. I'm not sure there's much you can do. If anything, it's probably a bearing that's going bad.
Oh, yeah, that can be.
And then the same thing, exhaust fans sometimes in your bathroom. You turn it on and it's really loud, and then maybe it quiets down. There's probably the cost. Unfortunately, the cost of the new one is going to either be about the same or maybe even less than having a service person come out and diagnose what the issue and then try to, and then look at it and say, well, you need a new one.
Right.
So you probably just need a new one. There's really not much you can do with that.
All right. 855-616-1620. I have a gas water heater. How long do they last, and why do I hear popping noises from it?
So gas water heaters in general are what we tell people is like 12 to 15 years. Some of them don't last that long. I think you usually get about a 6-year warranty.
Yeah, that's what mine was.
Yeah.
It's electric, but it was a 6-year warranty.
Electric ones will typically last a little longer. And the main reason is it doesn't have this big burner at the bottom cooking the bottom of the tank, right? It's got anodes that go into so you can replace those. If an electric heating element goes bad, you can replace that, and the tank is usually still fine. And there's 2 of them, top and bottom. And so you can make an electric water heater last a little longer. The popping noises, that's the sediment at the bottom of the tank because you haven't been draining it regularly. And I'm not...
Nobody drains You're supposed to, but very few people
When we
do
say
that.
nobody, almost nobody.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I will do a home inspection, and you can tell, and there's like a checklist on it, drain, So somebody, probably an engineer or somebody who's very meticulous about doing that. You got to take the time to do it. But yes, virtually nobody drains their water tank. But if you don't, the sediment in the water, that it will settle at the bottom, and then as that rises, it pops. These little flakes of sediment or whatever, they're popping. So it's probably nearing the end of its life. And when I tell people, when your water heater, your furnace, your boiler, your air conditioner, roof, but primarily your mechanicals are nearing the end of their life, that's the time to start figuring out what the next one's going to be. So when you still have hot water, but it's an old water heater, decide, are you going to replace it with the exact same brand, model, style, power vented, naturally vented through a chimney, whatever, electric. Figure that out. Who's going to do it? You know, all this. Or are you going to switch to an on-demand unit? Figure all those things out, because when it stops working and you haven't done any of that, you need hot water.
Yeah.
You're not going to take the time to do all that research. You're calling to see who can come there today. And a lot of times you won't get the best price and all that. Same thing with your furnace. When it stops working, I will admit I was caught off guard when my furnace stopped working a few years ago. And Jason Fox from Capital Heating rescued me, and I was up hunting. It happened the Friday I was leaving to go up north to go hunting, and my wife called, "Hey, we don't have heat in the house." I was like, "Come on, really?" So as I'm getting ready to go hunting, I'm doing a deal over the phone with their guys, and they took care of me, like he said, 7 days a week. They were back Saturday morning putting new furnace in my house, so they left some electric heat. But anyways. Take care of, plan, look at things, pay attention to things, change furnace filters, do all that stuff to take care, make sure they last as long as they should.
It's wise, sage advice for anything in life.
Absolutely.
Plan ahead, and that way you're going to have a better
if you got
deal.
a car, plan on what your next car is going to be and everything.
Good stuff. 855-616-1620. What can be done to remove mold and grime from land and stone?
You can power wash. I tend to tell people not to power wash their vinyl siding or aluminum siding. You can blast water behind vinyl siding because that's not a very waterproof, siding. That you just need a gentle garden hose pressure, maybe a little detergent, Dawn dish soap or something. Aluminum siding, if you point your power washer at it and then pull the trigger, you're probably going to dent the siding. But stone and brick, you can be careful. Again, you don't want to use too much pressure because if it's older,
and land and stone's kind of porous, right?
You can blast pieces of the stone off. But generally, stone, concrete, and things like that, you can power wash carefully. Try not to hit the mortar so directly, because the mortar, it's going to be a little softer than the actual stone or brick in most cases. There are some products, though, out there that you can use, detergents that are safe for the ground environment to help remove, quote unquote mold. The stone and the mortar are not a food source for the mold, so it's really the dirt that's in the air, pollen and everything that's on the stone or on the siding. That's what's allowing the mold to grow. But once the stone gets really black, that's the stone actually absorbing the water. Water's running down it. You probably need to figure out, is there something that needs to change, maybe a way water's coming off the roof or off a surface, off a windowsill or something, that you need to improve the drainage or something to keep that from happening. A gutter above that's overflowing or leaking, that you don't want water getting into the wall eventually.
All right. We do have more texts to get to. A couple segments left. It's 8:42. We'd love to hear from you. The Siding Unlimited talk and text line, 855-616-1620. It's the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange. Call quality for the signature service you deserve. We get it right. We're a family business.
offering heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Numbness, tingling in the hands, arms, legs, feet. Time to go see Dr. Alex Young and my team at Connect Chiropractic. Regular chiropractic care can bring life-changing results for folks who suffer from neuropathy and fibromyalgia, nervous system issues that can be corrected, and no worries about twisting, cracking, or popping. The docs at Connect Chiro use all the same method, a special tool that is pain-free and effective for your adjustments. Visit them in Delafield and Wauwatosa or get started online at GoConnectChiro.com.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make outdoor living unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Problem. Don't try to solve it. It's the Fix-It Show on WTMJ.
I like it. Isaac's playing a little cagey elephant for me this morning.
Is that who you went to
concert
see?
was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're so good. If you've never seen them, don't know who they are, tell Alexa to play Cagey Elephant. It's a fun band to listen to, and even better in concert.
I'll have to come to your house to tell Alexa to play
yeah.
something that doesn't exist in my house.
And then you'll whisper to me because you don't want her to hear anything else you say. No, don't say.
Probably.
Don't say anything.
Yeah. You got to turn like in all the spy movies, you got to turn on the water and all the other things. So.
All right, 855-616-1620 is the number you're looking for if you want to get a hold of us. Let's go to Cheryl in Berlin. Good morning, Cheryl. What's your question?
Yes, my roof is about, I would say, 16 to 17 years old, and it looks fine to me, but I was wondering, is that part of a home inspector's job? Could somebody come over and really look at that roof, so I'm not surprised when, one day and all of a sudden the water is running down the wall or something?
So that's a tricky question because you can look at shingles and you can assess, hey, how are these holding up? Are they looking good? But when it comes to the actual flashings and things around where you're going to get leaks, you can look at it, you can see, but until it's given up the ghost, it's kind of hard to say, this isn't going to leak for another 5 years.
Yeah, as Dayton was saying, anything, it's a hole in your roof, wherever there's some flashing. And yes, it can be difficult to, you could be getting a leak here, but it could be coming from somewhere way up the roof or something.
Yeah, and then it ran down a rafter and it dropped in a different point.
So we can do water testing, on a roof and try to see if you can find a leak. Sometimes nails are just rusting under the shingles at that age. But
is that something that you do or would do?
Maybe.
Or would it be better to call a roofer?
Well, where are you located?
In Berlin, Wisconsin.
Berlin, so a little bit out of my, for just a roof inspection, that's a little bit out of my service area.
The problem with calling a roofing company, which I work for one, is that they're there to sell you, right? So be careful if you do that you're getting an honest guy up on your roof telling you what they see, or get a couple different people out there to give you an estimate. And most places do free estimates, so they'll come out and do that and look at it for you and let you know what they find.
Right.
But again, I say it's hard to tell. It's hard to predict leaking. You can look at flashings and you can say, this looks rough, but so far it's holding up. But to actually be able to tell you, this is time to replace this, often is hard to do.
I would suggest you could try. I'm not sure you would do it, but Tom Beatty, he's a home inspector in Princeton, so he's probably not too far from you, right?
That isn't far.
Yeah, Tom Beatty, he's Inspection Services of Wisconsin. So I know Tom quite well. He's a member of the Wisconsin Association of Home Inspectors, and you could give him a call and see if he would come out and take a look at your roof. So.
And when you do have a new roof put on, are you charged by the square foot?
Well, square.
By the square.
A square is 10 foot by 10 foot, 100 square feet. But
my house is 1,000 square feet. It's pretty small.
It's the size of your roof, not necessarily the square footage of your house. But there's also other things that factor into it. So for example, my roof is very simple. I have a slope that goes up and a slope that goes down. I have a ridge vent and one plumbing stack. Pretty simple roof. You get to some newer houses or even a smaller roof that might be more complicated with valleys. There might be a chimney and there's flashing.
Well, yeah, my house was built in 1940 but been added on to, so there's all kinds of different facets.
So it's not just the square footage of the roof. There's other things that factor into it. So you really need to have, and most roofing contractors use a system where they use satellite imagery to look at your roof to figure out it. You still want a guy or somebody to come look at it,
right?
But they can get most of the information they need by satellite imagery. Believe it or not, they're looking down at you. You know, big brother's looking down.
Great
at you.
question, Cheryl. We appreciate you listening.
Yes, thanks.
Happy New Year.
Yep.
855-616-1620. One segment coming up after we get back from the break. It is the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
There was an incident on Blue Mountain Road going eastbound where 2 lanes are blocked.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
Hi, Debbie, Michael. I-94 eastbound, there is a crash that the sheriff now has the right lane blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Easttown Jewelers in Mequon is closing its doors after 40 years. Savings up to 70% on everything. They have a great selection of diamond rings and earrings, pendants, gold and silver jewelry, colored gemstone rings, and Mary's custom designs, and much more. Looking to get the perfect gift for someone special this holiday season? You've got to check them out. They also buy gold and you'll receive instant cash. Store hours are Monday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Doors will be closing December 28th, so don't delay. That's Easttown Jewelers in Mequon.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's the best in the business. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. They know at Guthrie and Fry that better water makes a big difference. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake. Are you sure you're getting the most out of Social Security benefits? At Drake & Associates, we know that maximizing your Social Security is critical for a secure retirement. With the right strategy, you can potentially increase your lifetime benefits and secure a better future. But navigating the rules and timing can be complex. Don't leave your benefits to chance. Text SS to 414-409-9982 today to schedule a complimentary consultation and receive a free retirement ready toolkit. That's SS to 414-409-9982. Drake & Associates, plan smart, retire happy.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Like a user's manual on the radio. It's the Fix It Show on WTMJ.
That one rocks.
So Isaac played KG Elephant for me, and now he's playing U2
I
for
love that.
you.
I do like that song too. Yeah.
They're great in concert.
Yes.
They do put on a good show.
Camp Randall, 1992, was amazing.
All right. Sponsored by Siding Unlimited and J&B Construction each week. This is the Fix It Show. I'm Dayton. That's David. Couple more texts here. I had LP Smart siding installed about 3 to 4 years ago. The bottom board underneath one of the doors is buckling outward, which might be where mice are getting in. Excuse me. The installer went out of business. Can I replace that bottom board myself? How do I remove the board?
So you'd want to, so typically with LP or even Hardy Plank, if the board is buckling outward, that means something was installed too tightly, either like between two windows, or if it's a board that's cut like a notch out of the board to get below a window or above a window or below a door. So you could very carefully at the edge of the door, both sides of the door, cut that piece where under the door. We were talking off air. Typically, there's a kickboard underneath a door.
Right.
And by a kickboard, what I mean is it's usually a piece of either treated lumber or a thicker piece of LP trim or something. And by kickboard, I mean it's like as you walk into the door, it's common. You just kind of tap the toe of your foot to knock off water or snow or something.
Right.
And so it's kind of a sacrificial board. It's going to get abused, and a lot of times it needs to be replaced. And so you could get a thicker piece of LP trim at Menards, Home Depot, or something like that. Paint it. If you got to cut it, make sure all the edges are painted, and I would probably screw it in place or nail it in place. Make sure you caulk the sides. So you could do it yourself.
All right. The floor on my 2.5-car garage, detached, is badly cracked. It's original from 1957 construction. Who would you recommend for replacing it? I'm in the southwest side of Milwaukee.
Yeah. Come to my house and look at my garage.
Mine too.
Mine is absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
and I'm
too.
considering having it replaced this coming summer. You got to talk to a concrete contractor. There's not too many companies, that are out there. I don't have the name off the top of my head. If you're looking to replace it,
is that something you can mud jack inside a garage?
Possibly. You could talk to the mud jackers, Gatish, back to the foundation people.
So if you got it mud jacked in the level, then you could get like CertaPro to come in and finish it off with
seal. You're still going to have the
polyurea.
cracks, but if it's level, and they will seal the cracks and put a coating on it.
Sure.
But I guess my thought is, since I don't know the name of a concrete contractor on the southwest side of Milwaukee area, call one of the foundation guys that we have on here, Accurate, Gatish, or like I said, the Mudjackers. They might do it, or they would probably know of a contractor that
Sure.
you could reach out to get
All right,
that
let's
done.
hit one more. I have plaster in my house. I want to put up shelves. I would like to hit the studs. How do I find the stud finder? With a stud finder. Don't work too well with plaster, and I'm scared to fix the plaster.
Well, here's a dad joke. I can't use a stud finder because it's continually going off when it's near me. They make better stud finders now that work through plaster, but you do have to be careful depending on the plasters. Sometimes there's metal lath in the wall that'll make the stud finder go off and everything. So
I've seen an app now where it actually sees through the wall.
Yes, right.
I don't know how much those cost to download, but it's pretty
I think
cool.
it connects to your phone.
Yeah.
So the other thing is with studs, you really should pre-drill.
Right.
Especially in plaster. I mean, if you're hitting a nail, it chips. It's unlike, drywall is different, but you should really pre-drill. And if you can't find the studs, you can find some nice anchors. You pre-drill and use anchors in the wall.
All right. Very busy hour. We appreciate all the texts and calls, and that does it.
It's been a great year. Thanks, everybody. Not only on the show here, business. I always had a great year business-wise, so appreciate it.
Have a happy New Year.
Thanks,
We'll
you too,
see you
Dayton.
next week.
Sounds good.
That does it for the Fix It Show. Rose Gray and the Fox World Travel Show next.
This has been the Fix It Show on WTMJ, presented by J&B Construction and Siding Unlimited. Advice and opinions expressed during the program are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Hi, it's Jason from Capital Heating, Cooling, and Electric. We're proud to provide same-day repair 7 days a week. But I never told you why Capital does same-day repair. You see, many years ago, in the middle of winter, the entire heating system broke down in an apartment building I owned. A building full of people counting on me that I cared about. So I called a big heating company, told them it was an emergency, and paid the money they asked me to pay. They delivered the materials and said they'd be back the next day to install them. But they didn't come back the next day, or the next, or the next. So after 3 more calls to that company, I went down in that basement, figured out how to hook up the equipment myself, and got the